Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. I'm Kobe. Mike's here. We're back again.
Hey man, we back, man. And what's also back is a lot of these trades that are going back and forth between a lot of these teams in the league, man. So we were talking about it in the group chat for a while. We were saying that, man, we would just say a name like, oh, LeBron, Kawhi, Draymond,
Yeah.
LaMelo. So I mean, we just had to come on here and make an episode of it, man, because a lot is going on in the league, man. But yeah, man, what's going on, man?
The notifications popping up from like Bleacher Report and Instagram and stuff all day today. Like a big name star headline, like who's on the move, like what's going on. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna let you guys know what's going on, what we think about it. So
Yeah, man, some huge names that were coming across the timeline. So just a few days ago, we had a huge name that came up across our timelines, and that was Ja Morant being traded to the Blazers. Let me pull up his trade details. So he was traded to the Blazers in exchange for forward Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, along with $1 million in cash consideration. So we know, when it comes to Ja Moran, he has a checkered past of a lot of behavior issues. You know, he'll go to the club, decide to bring a gun out, all this type of stuff. So how do you feel about this trade? Do you think it's good for both teams? Do you think it's just good for Ja Morant? What was your thoughts when you first saw this trade come across your timeline?
like you mentioned, the first thing that came to my mind was John Morant is a player who lately has been making more headlines off the court than on the court. And making that move from Memphis to Portland, I don't know if that gets any better for him in a like surrounding standpoint. As far as basketball goes, man, I don't know. Like the Grizzlies didn't have a whole lot going for them. And then, they make this trade. And I saw, I don't know, it was ESPN's, somebody on Instagram showed the projection of the Grizzlies starters. And man, that is a bottom dwelling team.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good young core, but they are not looking to compete anytime soon. And now you look at the Portland side of it, like you said, they got rid of Jeremy Grant, who I think is still a serviceable 3-and-D type player, which
Mm-hmm.
that seems to be like a common thing. And now you're adding John Morant to join Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, and Scoot Henderson. That's a lot of guards.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just getting into the whole free agency and trades and everything. They might have had a plan like, hey, if we can bring in Jaw, we can move Drew or whatever. But as the basketball standpoint, man, that's just a mid trade. Like that did like John Morant, a big name, kind of fell off a little bit, but just the trade in general, I don't know. And you never know how these things are going to play out. But Jaw gets a fresh start, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing that came out of this trade is the fresh start that you was talking about, and that's a fresh start on both sides. For Ja Morant, he gets to have a fresh start with a new team, kind of revitalize his career, and I like that he's going to Portland, away from all the drama, get him out of Memphis and all the
Yeah.
craziness. Of course, he may still have his boys and his entourage that follows him a little bit, but at least that's a team that's kind of off the grid. He could kind of get that fresh start that you was talking about, but also a fresh start for Memphis as well. Just kind of getting that headache or getting that player out of your locker room and try to rebuild. Yes, it's not any big names that they have coming in. They just have Grant that's mostly coming in, but at least it's a fresh start for both sides. So I think that's the biggest thing out of this. Let me see what's said he's worth a pack of Doritos at this. I mean, yeah, he hasn't. Ja Morant hasn't shown much lately, but he's still a huge talent. And I think probably with a fresh start, he can start to prove that again.
And he's also one of those players that if he drives down the lane and like if he draws contact and slams on somebody's head, that's
Mm-hmm.
everybody going. Like he can still get you going, get the team going around him. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean the Blazers were competitive. I think they was in that play-in.
Yeah.
So I mean you add a player that has a lot to prove with
Mhm.
Ja Morant. You still have Denny Avdia, who really showed that he had a lot of game
Mhm.
this season. That was a player from the Wizards that I wish we could have found a way to keep. But yeah, man, Ja Morant finding his way to the Blazers and the Grizzlies getting a fresh start as well. Um, next we got, let me get this comment off. Next we got Giannis.
Man.
Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis being traded to the Miami Heat. We heard a lot of noise with this one coming up. We didn't know if the Bucks was going to trade Giannis to either the Celtics or the Heat. If he was to go to the Celtics, I think that would have been a crazy team.
Mhm.
But the Bucks ended up deciding to go with the Heat in this one.
Yeah. And the first thing that came to my mind here is, we're seeing a lot of superstar duos. I think we're getting away from the big three a little bit, but we're having from a big three to a really big two.
Mm-hmm.
And Giannis and Bam are like probably the best two forward combinations in the league. Andrew Wiggins was very serviceable last year. I think he was around 16, 17 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be playing the three there. But this
Mm-hmm.
is where I think, they're going to start running into issues. And I'm more of an NBA casual than I've been before, but I don't see a lot of quality guard play down there in Miami. I know they
Mm-hmm.
have what's his name, Davion Mitchell, who's pretty solid, but losing Tyler Harrow and all those other guys. But Giannis can bring the ball up the floor. He doesn't really have a bag. He really just dribbles 3 times from half court, draws a foul, or dishes it out. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm intrigued to see what other moves Miami has in store. Again, you have to look beyond these trades. Okay, this was step one. Now we have to go into step two and just keep building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the trade details, we had Giannis and Portis going to the Bucks. Bucks, they received Tyler Hero and some other players, 2026 first round pick, and some first round pick swaps, and also a second round pick. But the thing about this trade is that if Giannis would have been traded to the Celtics, and for let's say Jaylen Brown,
Mm-hmm.
that's a trade where you see the Bucks got better and
Mm-hmm.
also the Celtics getting better. In this trade, I don't really see the Heat really improving with this trade. They have Bam in the middle, they have Giannis, but to me, they need a floor general. Like you said, Giannis can bring the ball up the court, but those two guards are not proven. I think in order for them to be competitive, they're going to have to find one of these guards in free agency to really
Yeah.
lead that offense and lead that team. Because with just even though it's Giannis and it's Bam, I'm not afraid of the Heat.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you probably won't be able to go in the paint like that, and they're going to have that sealed up. But besides that, Wiggins doesn't scare anybody. And I think they really, and the Knicks kind of shown too that you need a point guard right now,
Mm-hmm.
in order to win. And right now the Heat don't have it. So if they could find a guard in free agency, I think that this
Yeah.
pick could really it would mean much more. But right now, I don't really see it. And as far as for the Bucks, I mean, them going this route to make this trade with the Heat and just bringing back Hero and some picks, some pick swaps. I mean, how does that really improve your team right now? If they would have brought
Yeah.
in Brown, like we said, I could really see a difference. But this was probably my least favorite trade.
Mm-hmm.
Was Giannis going to the Heat?
For
And
Giannis being arguably a top 5 player in the league, this was a very underwhelming trade. Like you touched on it perfectly. You said Miami didn't really get any better with this trade, and Milwaukee definitely didn't get any better with this trade. And that's such a weird thing to say. If you're trading away a top 5 player, you think you're getting superstar draft picks, and it was just like, no, Tyler Hero, Jamie, whatever his name is, Jacques Jr., and some picks.
Right.
Like, and I don't know, like I look at the NBA a lot differently than I do in the NFL. I love when NFL teams stockpile draft picks. In the NBA, I don't know. I don't think that means as much. It's only 2 rounds. You can get value anywhere there. But
yeah, that I mean, I see them trying with that NBA draft, but like you said, once that first round is over, really once the first 10
first couple picks.
Yeah, once the top 10 is gone, that NBA draft is everybody turns it off. Unless your favorite team has a later pick, but they have made improvements with the draft. It was a lot worse than what it is now. So but next, going into the next trade or news, we had Andrew Wiggins, who we just spoke about, who intends to sign his 3-year, $64 million extension with the Heat. And, like we said, even with Giannis and Bam, Wiggins, him being on this team as the third, guy, does nothing for the Heat until they get a guard who can really manage this team. So, yeah, he intends to stay with the Heat, but this doesn't really do anything for them right now.
And they wouldn't really need a scoring guard. They just need a game manager, playmaker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, like, who would, like a tight, like even like looking back to like other prior years. Okay, now look at it this way. So now we were talking about how the Portland Trailblazers are guard heavy. Like, what if Miami would go out and like somehow get like Drew Holiday from Portland, bring in a guy like this who can run an offense, who can distribute, who is now you have a tough perimeter defender along with your guys downtown. Miami,
now we talking.
I might have just helped you out there.
Yeah, now we're talking. If they could find a guy like that in free agency, now they're cooking. So, but I'm sure they have a lot of ideas and things up their sleeves. Some more things they're going to do with this team. I know it's not a finished product right now, but definitely need to find a guard for sure. Then let's get into your team. We have James Harden, who is declining his $42.3 million player option. He's going to probably stay with the Cavs. But how do you feel about hearing this news?
Oh boy, I do not like James Harden on this team. I do like that this restructure does clear up some space for us to pursue. We'll get into it, I'm sure, later. A certain free agent. But I wish we would just decline James Harden, and I will have a statement on this later when we talk about said free agent. But no, I think this is the first sign of Harden being like, hey, you know what? I'm starting to come to the realization that I'm a liability on these teams I play on in the playoffs. So now I'm going to, help you guys bring in more, because like our defense in that postseason run, those last couple of games, watching James Harden just stand in one spot and just rotate on a swivel was the most frustrating thing I have ever witnessed in playoff sports history. But he's coming back. He can still, he's a playmaker. I'm not completely sold on him and Donovan Mitchell together. They're both a little bit too ball dominant, but I don't know. I'll have more comments about this later. So,
hey man, Alex said he thought you loved Harden, man.
I never said that. If you can go back to our old episodes where you say I am so happy to have James Harden on this team.
I remember you cursing up a storm and seeing him in the playoffs, but he's definitely a liability for sure. I don't know what happened to him in the playoffs against the Knicks, but he
Nothing.
took
He
the
stood
series
there.
off, the
He
playoffs off.
he turned into a traffic cone.
Yeah. Let me see. And with this, we definitely going to get into this one in a little bit because you never know. You never know. All right. Next, huge trade that came out of Charlotte. The Hornets traded LaMelo Ball to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me get these trade details. So let me see. Let me see. First, tell me how you feel about this trade as far as
This
LaMelo going down to the Wolves.
this was the trade that I like to see. This was my big move of the offseason so far. I've been a pretty constant, like, casual / hater of the NBA recently, but I do like do it all type players.
Mm.
Players that can go out there and get you a triple double almost every single night. And LaMelo is that guy. And to bring him in, pairing him with Ant, who Ant's dominant, but it seems like he he shouldn't always have the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like exactly sure the trade details either, but I know it involved Naz Reid. That was the big piece. That was the backup center for them. I mean, he was productive,
Uh-huh.
but if your big piece in bringing in a superstar was a guy coming off the bench,
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, let me see. We got the trade details. They sent LaMelo Ball, Josh Green to Minnesota in exchange for Naz Reid, 2033 unprotected first round pick, 3 first round pick swaps in 2028, 29, 30, and 3 future second round picks. So that 2033 unprotected
7
first
years
round,
from now, they're going to get a
7
first round
years from
pick.
now. Right. So
That's a fleece.
yeah, I agree. Man. But yeah, I mean I like this. The Hornets was not gonna pay Ball whatsoever. And they definitely just started their rebuild. But it's kind of unfortunate because we haven't really seen the Hornets be any good as of late. They was kind of always either mediocre or like bottom feeders in the NBA. And this past season, they really showed an improvement and made it to the playoffs. LaMelo, was playing well. Bridges stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
Now after making it to the playoffs, they're tearing down the team and now they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy that they finally are seeing some success and then now they're kind of ripping everything away right now.
Yeah, they hit with their first round draft pick in what's that dude? Con. And like
Yeah,
him and
Canupa.
LaMelo looked great together. I was
Mhm.
like the Hornets had a great young core, and now to ship out LaMelo, I believe Miles Bridges went somewhere. They
Oh,
are
we
just
get into him next.
in full rebuild mode, which is like you
Mhm.
said, crazy after just having success.
Right.
I don't like. I know you have to. You don't want to like overpay for players or give out ridiculous contracts, but
Mhm.
at the same time, you need to compete with the teams that are. So I don't know.
Right.
Very very questionable moves there.
Right. And so what are your thoughts on like do you think that LaMelo going to the Wolves will improve that roster? We saw that they play really, really well in the playoffs. But they also now lost a lot in Randall. So they bring in LaMelo to go with Anthony. But do you really think that this is going to be a bump up for them or you know?
I do think so. I mean, like just Lamelo being a do it all type player should take some of the offensive pressure off Edwards. I mean, I, Edwards was obviously the first scoring option on that team, but he was
Mhm.
basically the second scoring option on that team too.
Mhm.
And yeah, you lose Randall, you lose Naz Reid, you still got Rudy Gobert down there. I still think they have enough pieces to still make a playoff push, and I don't know. I hate to say it like when I'm talking about the balls, but if LeVar Ball can just stay out of the picture, keep his mouth shut, and
They
I
have
don't
a
know.
chance.
Yeah.
All right. And next, we kind of dove into it a little bit, but Hornets also traded away Miles Bridges to the Phoenix Suns. And in that trade, Suns received Bridges, a 2029 first round pick, um, and also a second round pick as well. Hornets received Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a 20. They love these 2033s. A
Man, that's so
2033
crazy.
first round pick unprotected. They love those that year. But yeah, man, just like we said, I mean, the Hornets just deciding right now to rebuild this team with a lot of their young players at a time where it looked like they were starting to have some success over there. So, but hey, it's kind of to me. I kind of think of them similar to the Wizards. Like Wizards were for years mediocre,
Mhm.
and it wasn't until we had a group that came in and really ripped it down and really started over to really try to at least get out of that mediocre space and actually be competitive. For multiple years. So maybe the Charlotte just doesn't want to settle for just making it to the playoffs once, and want to find some consistency with that success. So
Yeah, and it was also really weird to me that not only were they getting rid of Miles Bridges, but they were also sending a first round pick. Like, I know it's not for, not till
mhm,
later. 7 years, like the kid that's going to be drafted is like a sophomore in high school right now. Like,
mhm,
that doesn't make it. But I don't know. I mean, Grayson Allen, he's the gritty player. I think he had like one of the best 3-point percentages in the league last year. So
mhm.
maybe pairing him with Khan, but that's just a big drop off for the Hornets. So
And what I don't really get is, if they're not going to pay LaMelo or now even Bridges, where's that money going? Like,
that's
you have
true.
to pay somebody, and then you have to at least try to be a little bit competitive. At least when the Wizards was rebuilding, we would bring in players like Westbrook, or somebody just to give somebody a little bit of money to help us compete, but we knew we still was going to lose. But who are they going to bring in to actually give some of this money to? Uh, I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe they'll bring in somebody, make a trade for a high name player, but um yeah, I'm not really sure what Charlotte's doing right now. Next, getting into the nitty gritty a little bit now, starting to heat up. We this trade actually went through not too long ago. Kawhi Leonard was traded back to the Raptors for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, unprotected first round pick in 2031, 2033, and a 2027 first round pick swap, and some second round picks as well. Um, yeah, man. Kawhi going back to the Raptors where he helped them win a championship.
I actually think this is a fantastic trade for Toronto.
Hmm.
Um, we ran into them in the playoffs last year, barely got by, and like the how good of a team they were defensively was
Mm.
absolutely insane. Scotty Barnes can guard all five positions. Um, just their perimeter defense, they forced turnovers, and Brandon Ingram just wasn't available for most of that. So now, you get rid of him, and now you bring Kawhi back, who is, is still that cat every time.
Mascot.
Uh, I don't. What was I saying? Yeah, Kawhi can still play defense. He can still,
Mm.
he can still score when he has to. And man, I think Toronto got a lot better with this trade. Grady Dick, I don't know. He never really got a chance to really develop and take
Hmm.
off there. I think Toronto could very well be looking at maybe a top 3 or 4 seed next year in the East.
Yeah, like you said, the Raptors defense was really, really good this past season. And, Kawhi Leonard, I think the biggest question that always was around him is his motivation, or, if he wants to play, maybe going back to the
Mhm.
Raptors where he was successful will help with that. But I agree. I like this trade a lot. Raptors definitely got a lot better with this, and I think we always kind of talk about that mediocre. Um, no pun for that, but this kind of helps the Raptors not be mediocre. You bring in a
Mhm.
star like Kawhi to help them kind of try to get over the top. So yeah, I like this trade for them as well. Um, your man Draymond.
I
Your
don't like him
man
either.
Draymond. He and that's the thing about Draymond, man. He really doesn't have any he's not really important with this, but he's going to play an important part with what's going to come after this. But Draymond Green declines his $27.7 million player option and will become a free agent this season. And Draymond lately has been having some issues with the coaches. We know what he did with your boy. What's the man name?
Oh, he's
When he
just
punched him.
yeah.
So he always had these little antics or whatever, kicking people where he shouldn't be kicked and all this stuff. So he always kind of had his behavior issues. But lately, in the past few seasons, he's been lashing out with the coaches and things like that. So you kind of knew that this split was going to be inevitable. But this is going to set up for a crazy team that they trying to slowly try to build up in Golden State. And I kind of get it because after they kind of broke that trio up with Clay and now Draymond and some of those other pieces, it looked like they're trying to rebuild, what they did when they brought in Durant before and bring in another big superstar that we're going to get into a little later. So, but how do you feel about Draymond declining this player option?
Well, it's funny you talk about like how much like he's been lashing out at coaches. He has all these antics. Dude barely plays basketball.
Man,
Like,
irrelevant.
like, like he'll draw a foul or something. He'll clap in your face and he'll get two technicals. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dude's just always been a clown. He's been a menace defensively. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like he's good at he can play lockdown D. He gets under the skin of your like best offensive player. We like all those years we were clashing with the Warriors in the finals. I was like, this dude is terrible at basketball, but he just dictates games. Like he's just been a menace. But yeah, I don't know where he'll end up, but the Golden
I
State
got an
clearing up
idea.
that 27. I mean, unless he restructures and comes back much cheaper, kind of like what I think James Harden is going to do. But
my prediction, when it's all said and done, I think he's going to be a Laker, man. I think he's going to be a Laker. I think they're going to have a lot of cash, a little bit to blow. I think they're going to need somebody down low, someone who can get them some rebounds, kind of facilitate a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Draymond.
You think
in
JJ
LA.
Redick's going to put up with him?
I think I don't see him going to a team that's not in contention, and
Yeah,
I feel like with LA, they're going to be they're going to be definitely with with the loss. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I just think that I got a feeling he may go to to the Lakers, but we'll see.
Bad. I can get behind that.
Yeah, we'll see. But and not to say that his role is insignificant. I think every team needs a Draymond. It's basically it's like the Bulls in the 90s and they had Rodman. I think every team, if you want to be successful and you need that guy like a Draymond. So,
but you're not paying him $27.7 million either.
No, not at all. Not at all. So now, not quite yet, but Austin Reeves, he signed his 4-year max deal, $185 million deal to stay with the Lakers. I know it was rumored that he could possibly go to a team like the Nets or but he decided to stay with the Lakers. No surprise. He is going to be that guy out there, especially coming into next season. But Austin Reeves signing that max deal to stay with the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a big sign for the Lakers. That's a big contract for Austin Reeves. And honestly, he like when he's on the floor and he's dropping like 40, it just blows my mind. every single time. Like I go back, look at the stats. I'm like, oh man, Austin Reeves dropped 40. Then I'll just like scrolling Instagram and I'll see it. I'm like, dude just plays basketball. Like he's a very like reliable scoring option there with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like good for him. That is a great contract.
Yep. All right, your boy LeBron James is deciding to become a free agent and is rumored to possibly join the Golden State Warriors. When this came through your phone and it said that LeBron James was not going to re-sign with the Lakers, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts. I saw it pop up on my phone. I looked down to the guy I communicate with at work. I just said, LeBron. And he said, LeBron. And my first thing that popped into my head was my girl, Skylar Gray, who says, I'm coming home. Listen, LeBron knows, like, LeBron's been dealing with the Michael Jordan comparison his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he left Cleveland. He went to Miami. People hated that. He won a couple rings there. He went to the Lakers. People hated that. He won a championship there. If LeBron James goes to the Golden State Warriors, his legacy plummets. It absolutely plummets. I don't care if he wins a championship there. Listen, we are talking about arguably one of the greatest basketball, not like he is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Top, I don't know, whatever you feel like, 2, 3, I don't know. Born in Akron, Ohio. Went to high school in Akron, Ohio. Drafted by the hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. Fizzled out there, went and won some championships, came back, won a championship for the city. Cleveland, this is for you. All that stuff. Man, if this is your farewell tour, listen, we're not winning anything without LeBron next year. We're also probably not winning anything with LeBron next year. This is a come home, have your farewell tour, throw up 45 shots a game if you want to. I just like obviously I win a championship, I'd be ecstatic. But just come home, give us one more run. And when we were talking about James Harden here earlier, I had this thought earlier, like, oh, hey, James Harden declined. Is he going to take a pay cut? No. We are going to get on the phone. We're going to trade James Harden to Dallas for Kyrie Irving, and those boys are going to run it back. Let's go, baby.
Oh, man. I mean, I do like what you said as far as having this be like a coming home type, last hurrah for LeBron. I agree. If he goes to the damn Golden State Warriors, his legacy to me is tarnished. He can't do it. You know, to me, it will prove to me what I've thought earlier in his career was that, when it gets tough, he tries to find an easier way to do it. And and with each team, he either had like a Kyrie, like you said, or he had Bosh and Wade, or he'll get even Luka just now, or AD and Luka, or and now you're going to try to go with Steph with Golden State. And who else are you going to try to bring over with you? There was rumblings that he was going to try to go after AD and bring him from the Wizards to team up with him with the Warriors. But it came out that the Wizards didn't, they don't want to have any parts of that. They said they're going to keep AD. But yeah, man, I don't want to see, like Alex said in the comments, I don't want to see LeBron with Curry, man. Just leave that alone. Like, let him, get his farewell tour with Cleveland. And it's not like they're not going to be successful. Yeah. If LeBron goes to Cleveland, they're going to the playoffs, and they can make a run.
Maybe he'll make James Harden play defense.
Right. And who knows with that lineup? Because I heard it's not about money. What if Harden stays and you get LeBron?
now you're looking at a starting five of Harden, Mitchell, LeBron, Mobley, Jared Allen. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you don't have that lineup in Golden State. You have Curry, LeBron. Draymond might not be there.
exactly.
I don't think LeBron would want to play with Draymond.
Right. Al Horford.
I thought he declined too.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, they still got to grab some pieces if he decides to go to Golden State. But, yeah, man, I do not want to see that man.
Like, he can't.
With Golden State.
There's no and you see what happened before he announced he was leaving. The Lakers made Bronny's contract fully guaranteed, and then he announced he was leaving.
Crazy.
But like, you look at these like early teams, like when LeBron was in Cleveland, these bums he was carrying to the finals that running into like Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, and those guys. Like, he was literally single-handedly carrying year after year. So I was not upset with like the initial decision to go to Miami. There was like all the big like jersey burnings and like F you, LeBron. Like, I hate this guy. I'm like, why would he stay? They have done nothing to build around this dude. And that's what kind of sucks. Like, him trying to find like the easy way out of things. Like, he was doing it the right way for years when he started and had no success. So I don't know. Just it can't be Golden State.
Can't be anybody but like a team like that.
Like, what if you would go to the Knicks? I saw that was a possibility too.
That's ridiculous too.
Like, I mean, you can't do that. You can't, like, you can go to like Brooklyn or something. Like, go to.
I'm gonna throw one at you. Because your boy Michael Jordan did it. If you want to say you're the GOAT, you bring your ass to Washington Wizards, man.
Hey, that'd be a heck of a lineup. You guys
do it.
Going down there.
AJ DeBonsa, first overall pick. We still got AD. You want to play with AD? He's already here. Come on over here. We got Alex Sarr, and we got Trae Young. Come on, man. Like, if you really want to be the GOAT, come on to the Wizards.
I also wouldn't be surprised if somehow he just did like a Miami reunion too.
Yeah, that's possible. Like, that's possible.
And there's your playmaker. Oh, he's not. He's a little more careless these days than he used to be, but that takes the ball out of Giannis's hands. So
yeah, I mean, I say he'd be like MJ and finish your career off with the Wizards, man.
Number 45.
Yep. Finish your career off, man. I don't care what number you put on. You could be 54. You could be 32. Don't matter, man. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, man, we kind of spoke about it, man. Warriors are pursuing LeBron James. I don't think they're going to get Anthony Davis. Of course, they're still going to try. If I was the Wizards, though, I would listen to some conversations as far as AD. We know he's not going to be here probably for the whole season. He may at least last to the trade deadline. But if it's some teams that's really throwing out, they like throwing out those 2033 first round picks. If they want to throw in some picks and some players, hey, I want to listen.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Just come home, man. I still have my jersey. I can run upstairs and get it. Like, I did not burn mine.
You didn't do it, man. For this day that might come where LeBron returned home. But that would be a crazy lineup. Even if Harden wasn't there and LeBron went back, I could get behind that.
Well, there was speculations going into the offseason that we could have potentially had. Well, we would have traded Mobley, but we would have had Giannis, Harden, Mitchell, and LeBron. Like, that would have been crazy too. But I like Mobley. He's a lot younger, can do more than Giannis. But just come home, man.
Hey, just come home. And I like that as a segue. Just come home. And I think that y'all, whoever is watching out there, come home and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another episode when we go live or we drop another episode. We have a lot of news and free agency coming up with the NBA. We got the NFL about to pop off with preseason, the NFL season. We're doing game reviews, everything that has to do with the NFL. We are getting prepared for that as well. So why don't you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing? We appreciate the comments. Hit a like so this thing can go off to other viewers as well. So yeah, man, lock in with us, tap in, and we will see you all again next time. Peace.
See you guys. Come home, baby.